Patriarchy thrives off of women hating themselves. I posted this video yesterday being sassy to a man who had insulted me, and in it I said that I was very hot, because I am. And the men had a field day. Like, so many men commented on it and they were like, you're not that hot, or you were attractive until you said you were, until you opened your mouth. A bunch of them said I was just average. And that literally did not hurt my feelings at all, because I know what they're doing. Men like that want their attention and compliments to be your only source of self-worth. Because that's the only way they'll ever have a shot with you. They insult you because that's the only way you'll ever notice them. And they'll tear you down because then they have a better shot of getting with you. If you're confident on your own, they're literally terrified of you because they have no power anymore and you don't need them. Don't fall for that trick. They know you're good looking. They just hate that you know it.
Don't you just love how these people just confused, like, being empowered with being entitled? They just can't seem to distinguish the two things, right? We got guys out here in marriages, long-term relationships, and the girls in the relationships think that they're being empowered by making all of these demands. Oh, why didn't you do this today? Or why didn't you do that? Or I'm deserving of a man because of this. Or I'm deserving because of that. Meanwhile, these people bring literally nothing to the table except drain you of your resources and your time. We got guys out here wasting their entire lives trying to make people like this happy, when at the end of the day, they're just an empty pit for validation. You see, she's happy that she got those comments. And the reason why is because she got attention off of it. Doesn't matter if it's good or bad. At the end of the day, she just got attention, so she's happy about it. Right? And this is something you've got to show people, because what a lot of people don't understand is, like, men get tricked into this thing where if you listen to this kind of crap, you go, oh yeah, you go girl, you're empowered. This isn't empowerment. It's just an excuse to act like an entitled, words I can't say on YouTube. Okay? And the thing is, men are too willing to put up with this behavior because men are conditioned to have no self-respect and to put up with this kind of crap. I'm here to tell you guys, you don't have to put up with this crap. I mean, look at the stories that some of the guys in the comments, they'll tell you, don't waste your time on people like this. It's just an absolute waste of time. But what is going on, guys? It is Taylor the Fiend back again with the wrong screen. And on today's show, guys, we're going to be taking a look at some Reddit, this video here, as well as some Reddit stories. But if you're new here, guys, make sure you subscribe on your way in. Come and join the Discord link in the description if you haven't already. And as always, if you'd like to support the channel, the link for the Patreon is somewhere below the channel, below this video. So if you're interested in becoming a supporter, that's a fantastic way to do it. Man, I'm just stumbling over my words today. But we're going to jump back into this TikTok, guys. Feel free to leave your comments below as we dissect it together. And yeah, let's see what she has to say.
The patriarchy thrives off of women hating themselves. I posted this video yesterday being sassy to a man who had insulted me, and in it I said that I was very hot because...
What's the bet that she wasn't insulted at all? Or even if she was, you notice how she just takes the insult and what she does is like, hey, there couldn't be anything of substance there, right? I couldn't be being an entitled person. It's just someone, having a go at me for no reason at all. You see what I'm saying? Like, what these people will do is they'll look at the negative attention, and they'll just think to themselves, oh, well, at least I got attention. You see? Yeah. And sometimes, like, you don't even have to insult these people at all. Like, no, you just have to, like, pull them up on something, or maybe the entitlement being through the roof is one thing, and they just take it as like this big wild thing that's going on. Right, the level of self-importance just gets so high, and you notice how she just like during this video, she's like dressing herself up to be some sort of queen. Right, a lot of men look at this and like you see 50 red flags in one. This is the type of person who, and again, I don't mean to make an attack on her character here, guys, but this is the type of person who will run out of time or like delay relationships until later in life. Right, you guys notice how we got a few older gentlemen in the audience. Maybe you spend your life grinding, you spend your life working at your job, getting your hustle on. Maybe you got a house, you got your mortgage down, you're paying it off, kind of thing. And those people who, earlier in their life, would have looked at you and said, "Ew," are slowly starting to come back. They're starting to hit you with the hey texts. These girls that you haven't spoken to in years. Oh, hey, how you going? Do you want to meet up for coffee? Because what they've done is they've gone through all the bad boys, and they're just ready for someone to come along and save them. You see, and this is exactly that roadmap, okay? Walking through life with this level of entitlement, thinking that you're this attractive, which, by the way, guys, like just announcing to people that you think you're attractive is a way to think you're very unattractive.
because I am. And the men had a field day. Like, so many men commented on it and they were like, you're not that hot, or you were attractive until you said you were, until you opened your mouth.
Yeah, it's almost like personality changes things. Isn't that crazy? Like, it's almost like what you say has an effect. You know what I mean? Oh, these videos are so hard to watch, man, because what happens is like these when people get into relationships, um, the concern is for men who get into relationships like this. Okay, doing everything that they can to make these people happy, and they're just walking around thinking that, well, I can just drop this guy just because I've got 50 lined up. Okay, well, I got all these guys in my DM, so I can afford to treat men like crap, and I obviously am God's gift to the earth because people are telling me that I'm pretty every day. You see?
A bunch of them said I was just average. And that literally did not hurt my feelings at all because I know what they're doing. Men like that want their attention and compliments to be your only source of self-worth.
Notice as well, I just wanted to point this out, guys, as well. A lot of people will get their sense of self-worth, particularly girls, from other people. Like, just all of it. And what'll end up happening is you'll find that people, even though they might be the most beautiful people, they might look really good. A lot of the times, what actually happens is their self-esteem is just absolutely garbage, man. It doesn't matter how many compliments they get. It doesn't matter how many people tell them they're great. A lot of these people just really do not like themselves at the end of the day. And that's really ironic because if you compare men and women on how many compliments they get, I mean, guys, if you're a guy, you already know you get like no compliments at all. Nobody's really there for you in general. Girls like this, man, 100 guys in your inbox, at the drop of a hat kind of thing. So what they do is they walk around here just treating people like absolute garbage, thinking that they're the greatest thing to walk the earth. Okay, and the thing that they're getting confused here is like, it doesn't make you strong. It doesn't make you confident. It actually makes you repulsive if you're walking around saying that you're attractive. Like you can be attractive, sure, but you want to go around and announce to people. I mean, people just aren't interested in that, man. And a lot of people are going to say, well, are going to point that out, not to insult you, but just to show you, like, hey, maybe you should, maybe you should change this, right?
Because that's the only way they'll ever have a shot with you. They insult you because that's the only way you'll ever notice them.
Wow. I mean, just what a hell of a rationalization, right? Like any negative feedback you get, oh, it's just people that want to be you, right? It's not actually valid negative criticism. It's just people that want to be you, and they're just jealous of you, and I bet there are a lot of people watching this video right now who'd be looking at this like there isn't an amount of money you could pay me, to be in a relationship with this person. Like a lot of people are watching this video going, yeah, no, thank you. And it's not because of the way you look or anything like that. It's because of the attitude that comes with it. You get people on. I know a lot of you guys watch Fresh and Fit and stuff like that. You'll see people attend that podcast, and you'll think, okay, wow, they look nice and everything like that. But you already know you can't spend more than 5 minutes with them without losing your damn marbles.
And they'll tear you down because then they have a better shot of getting with you. If you're confident on your own, they're literally terrified of you because they have no power anymore and you don't need them. Don't fall for that trick. They know you're good looking. They just hate that you know it.
Yeah, guys, and again, obviously, if you disagree, you're terrified, or if you don't want to deal with entitled people, they actually reframe it as you being terrified. I mean, how crazy is that, right? So if you want to say, well, I'm walking away from this, I'm not interested, you're looking at the situation that's going on in 2021, and I know a few of you made the comment that this has been happening for a long time, but in recent years, the climate has definitely got quite worsened, right? If you're looking at this and saying, "Oh well, I don't want to deal with this," well, you're just intimidated. No, a lot of guys are not intimidated by this. It's just don't want to deal with it, man. It's got nothing to do with intimidation. It's got nothing to do with fear. It's just that people don't want to deal with you. Okay, and again, I don't say that to be mean. It's just like when you look at this, and when this girl's like hitting 40, 50, 60, or whatever the case may be, and she's thinking to herself, well, where are all the men? They treat me like crap. Where are all the good guys? I mean, this is why, right? This level of entitlement, you're shopping out of your price range, is what's happening. You see, people, deal with you for a short amount of time, but they're not going to keep you around long term if you just display that level of entitlement. People who criticize you a lot of the times, guys, are actually trying to help you out. I know that's just a crazy idea nowadays where people just get offended by everything. But like, for instance, when you guys leave a comment like, oh, I don't like this about the show, or I don't like that, or Taylor, you talk too much like this. Like I'll read the comments. Like, does that mean that I'll necessarily change something? But no, but like I still appreciate the negative comments because maybe there's something useful in them, right? It's not as if people leave comments on my videos all of the time. Sometimes they do, but it's not like they leave it all the time just because they hate the channel. I know a lot of you guys leave comments like, "Hey, Taylor, I don't know if you noticed this, but it was a bit out of whack today," or "Hey, I don't know if you noticed this, but I didn't like it." Like that. That's like fair enough, right? Maybe there's something valid to criticism. I know that's just a wild idea, and we could just get offended by everything, which seems to be the road that we're all choosing to go down these days. But a lot of times, people are just trying to help you. You know what I mean? Like, but anyway, guys, we're going to jump into a couple of today's stories. So I'm just going to pull them up real quick. And we already know we're going to start this off with a dating profile, actually, because, these are always fun to do when we come across some good ones. Now, this person, 49 years old, okay, not the youngest, a factory worker living 51 miles away. And now let's crack into the about section. A down-to-earth woman looking for a noble man for a friendship that might develop into a relationship. I'm a mother of a wonderful boy. I enjoy car shows, drag racing, traveling, movies, museums, etc. Okay, so let's just look at this for a second. Can we just acknowledge for a moment the absolute disgusting use of the word noble? You see what I mean? Like, accepting this at this point in time, there's nothing noble about it. You know what you're doing, guys, if you accept this? You're actually disrespecting yourself. It's really sad to see, like, a lot of guys are just not taught boundaries, right? Like, if you want to get into a relationship with this, you're actually putting yourself at a deficit. Now, society will tell you, oh, well, be a man up, man up and just accept me as I am. There's nothing manly about accepting people that are going to ruin your life. I never understood that. I really don't understand that. And, like, a lot of guys come across this content, and they're like, they think to themselves, wait a minute, you're telling me I actually have a choice in this? Like, you're telling me I actually have a choice, like I don't have to deal with this? That's right, guys. You actually don't have to deal with this. Now, are people going to dislike you for that? Yes. Like, you're going to get people out here who say you're intimidated, or you don't like this about people, you don't like this, or you're a terrible person. But at the end of the day, guys, it is your choice whether you want to deal with this crap or not. Let's continue. Oh, that's it for the profile. So let's see what else we got here, guys. I'm pretty sure we've got a couple of interesting stories today. Here's another good one, gentlemen. Now, this is very interesting, okay, because girls who are younger, right, they'll get no short of attention. Attention from dudes saying they're pretty, that they want to deal with them and everything. But when the attention kind of dries up, oh, well, then that's when there's some problems. That's when there's some issues. That's when men ain't crap, right? Men aren't worth their salt. Men are this, men are that. So let's look at this. Why do people match with no intention of engaging? Signed up for Match after being on Bumble. I'm 54. I set a hard range of 48 to 60. I give that as context that these are hopefully mature men. I'll get a mutual match, say hello, then nothing. I feel like I'm averagely attractive. What's the age? 54. Averagely attractive at 54. Interesting. I don't have kids at home, so she does have them. I do state that I'm liberal in my politics and no Trumpers, because that is truly a deal breaker for me. So the guys just match based on pick and then read the bio later. I mean, when that attention dries up, guys, right? Like, I don't understand how girls in particular can make it to 54 and not have a partner, notwithstanding any terrible circumstances. Okay, terrible circumstances, I understand. But if you're this age looking for, a mature man, and the last one we're looking for a noble guy, you know what that's code for, right, guys? That's code for, okay, well, you have to provide something. I've had my fun. Now you have to provide something. Well, let's see what else we got here, gentlemen. I believe we have a story, so I might jump into that rather than the quick posts. Blah, blah, blah. What do we want? What do we want? Yep. We'll keep this one because on the topic of entitlement, gentlemen, the title is, If I Got Help from a Charity Despite Our Joint Income Being Very High. I don't know how that makes sense, but my husband, who's 38, and I, who is 24, have a combined income of 60,000 per year or thereabouts. He is the big earner at 50,000, and I scrape by on a much lower income part-time job. He has always been very protective of his earnings, as he has worked very hard for the job that he has. Since moving in together, we agreed to mostly keep our expenses separate. If I buy things for the household like shopping and cleaning bills, etc., we split them in half. I go to the store, I give him the receipt, and he adds up how much of the items are shared and transfers me half. Anything we get for ourselves is paid for our own accounts and any personal expenses, etc. I mean, you guys, you want that equality, right? These people jump and shout for equality, but only when it benefits them. Only when it benefits them, right? They don't want equality at any other point in time, because you know what equality means? Equality in a situation like this means that she's not getting what she wants. You see, but you can say, hey, look, you wanted it, right? You want to take half, you want to go 50-50. I'm happy to go 50-50. And let's just look at this for a moment. So she's 24, working part-time, earning 10K a year. I mean, I don't know, man. And the part about this, right, is like, this is a thread that's posted on, and all the girls are here saying this is absolutely disgusting. I mean, is this not what was asked for, right? So he does, however, pay a much higher proportion of the rent. This has worked fine for us. I do the majority of the housework to make up for not contributing as much because I have more free time around my job. So this person's making 10K a year, has tons of free time around their job, and pays significantly less rent because they do cleaning around the house. The issue we have right now is that she's got a baby because of our agreement, blah, 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 medical stuff, right? So that's kind of concerning, obviously, and he should definitely be chipping in there, I believe, right? If she can't afford to pay it and she's like out of commission, but that's something I'm not really going to go into at the moment. But let's have a look at this. All right, this is what we're here for. She still does the majority of the housework because he pays a bit higher for the rent, basically financially A-wording her. Isn't that interesting, right? Isn't that just hilarious how the framing of, okay, well, I'm going to pay. He's paying higher rent, so she's doing more housework, and that's somehow taking advantage of them, right? I always thought that, money for labor was a normal thing, guys, but apparently we're supposed to be just giving the money for free now, and this is what we talk about when we talk about the entitlement, right? These people walking around thinking that them getting paid for labor, they shouldn't even have to do the labor, right? And if you're looking at this and you're going, well, I don't want to deal with this, oh, well, you're just intimidated. You're just a terrible person, right? I mean, absolute craziness. But gentlemen, we're going to have to wrap up the video here. I'm running out of time. I really have to head out. I have an appointment very shortly. So we're going to have to wrap it up there, guys. As always, leave your comments below. Leave your thoughts below. And share what you think, guys. Share with each other. I do try and read what all of you guys say. At the moment, it's getting a bit difficult because of the channel growth is so high, but it's always interesting to see your thoughts on these topics, gentlemen. And as always, subscribe on your way out. Come and join the Discord link in the description if you haven't already. And as always, if you'd like to support the channel, guys, the Patreon link is somewhere below. So if you're interested in becoming a supporter for the channel, that's a fantastic way to do it. But guys, we're going to leave it there. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you boys in the next one. Peace.